And waiting. Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 15 of the CPA-fol podcast. We've been gone for a couple weeks, and I think for good reason. I had a honeymoon. I think that's maybe a little important. So I was out of the country on the first Saturday.
At least a little.
Exactly. So that's why I was gone the first week, and then the second week, I think it was. Oh no, I was still out of town, and I think you were probably busy as well. So
yeah, this whole season is just busy with either work, family, traveling, what have you. So the fact that you were gone for your honeymoon, it wasn't a total disaster. Gave me a little bit of time to take a break and a breather, spend some time with family as well. But good to be back.
Exactly. Yes, it is great to be back. And we've got some interesting discussion today. Of course, Black Friday, we're going to talk about that for a bit. We're going to dissect how that affected us. And hopefully a couple people in the chat, how that affected you. I know I did stream yesterday and went over some of my purchases on the Bionicle build stream yesterday. So if you did miss that, that is in the catalog. If you want to go watch that after this, of course, don't watch it just yet. So we'll keep tabs on that. I've got my huge Bionicle. I actually had to clear my desk off to prep for this stream today because it was I need a bigger desk. It's starting to encroach on the whole desk, but we're back to normal now, somewhat normal, I guess. I still have this mess around me of all the Bionicle bags that I purchased and I used before.
I did catch a little bit of your Bionicle stream, and then I had other things to go do. But then I came back and looked and saw that you were streaming for 5 hours.
It wasn't so. It was. I'm not surprised it lasted that long. I wasn't intending to go for any specific length. Of course, once I hit like the 3-hour mark is when it was just like, all right, I'm not trying to entertain anymore. Not that I was trying to entertain anyways, but like just getting some streaming in, and if someone hops in the chat. I did have someone hop in the chat. Maybe they'll hop in today. I think his name was Easiest Prime, and he or she was just typing out the intro to the Bionicle movies of like the narration. I was like, that's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. Nice. They were in the right spot for that 100%. So in the chat real quick, we've got a couple people joining us so far. Let me get back to the screen. Scott Davis, first member in the chat. Thank you so much for joining. I believe you should hit your 1 month pretty soon. That's going to be exciting. You can see what that new badge looks like in the flesh, which I'm very happy for you to see that and to see that as well. Hopefully it's a little too early for Dave Bricks. It's a little too, and actually no, maybe we'll get some Sith Geek in the chat. That'd be cool. One of our supervisors. And then of course Derek says he's double streaming Stud City and CPA. That's cool. Stud City, he's been cranking out the content. That man is a machine right now. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's got
videos,
He's got a lot of the deals. He's kind of like becoming known as the deal guy. So I have him on Instagram. I'll see some of his stuff come through. So cranking it out. But I hope all of you in chat are doing well. Like I said, or like we said, it's been a couple weeks off. I actually haven't even done my weekly investment updates in a while. So maybe I'll have to, I think I need to reinvent those anyways. Need to figure out what I'm trying to do there. But
a different approach, or
maybe a little different approach, or just different content. I do like the idea of having a weekly video that is more of a Q&A type thing. I really like the idea of doing that style.
Right, but it's also obviously linked to accounting.
Yes.
Some form.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Definitely want to kind of bring that in as well. So I'm still. I say this most every week. I'm still trying to figure out my niche. I really like the interviews, so we do actually. That's a good tease. We've been talking about this a bit with the new Bricklink Designer Program. I've been getting some good feedback on Instagram of some designers who have won, and we may be getting, or I know I'll say it even more certainly, we will be getting some of the designers. I think I have 2 in the queue of winners of the third series of the Bricklink Designer Program that will be on this show in the weeks to come. So I'm very excited for that. I'm sure you're excited. I know you liked the with Mind the Brick. That was a great interview, great podcast, I thought. So I'm very excited to see where that goes. Hopefully, I don't have the Brickester yet, who did the Chocolate Factory. I don't have him just yet. But if I have to,
It's looking good.
I will reach out to Delusion Brick and be like, "Hey, can you pull a few strings? Because I think they're pretty good friends." So,
well, I certainly hope that works out. I would love to interview on that set.
oh, such a beautiful set, and he just has so many amazing designs. So he's like in my mind at least, he's the modular guy, because he always submits modulars to the Lego Ideas, and of course, likely they always jump to 10K, and then likely will never get chosen just because they're modulars. And as we've come to find out, Lego Ideas doesn't do modulars. So,
but hey, they can stay where they are and make it into the Bricklink Designer, and
exactly.
If that's still his passion, then more power to him.
Most certainly, and I hope to pick his brain on how he designs, what his process is, maybe how he feels about the Lego Ideas modular aspect, and how he I would imagine he knows they're likely never going to get in there, but just maybe. I know I would imagine some of those people, it's more of just like a challenge of like, oh, let's just see what I can design and submit, or how quick can I get to 10K. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's what I imagine as well.
Definitely will be looking forward to that. So I hope everyone in the chat is doing well. We'll get right on to our Black Friday hauls and observations. And this year, it wasn't just Black Friday. It was Thanksgiving week discounts, if you will. So what were you seeing? And I know I passed some of those along to you and the other crew. So did you find those kind of inherently? I know I didn't find them besides other people telling me. So how's it like for you as well?
Yeah, I most of any deal I found was through word of mouth, and I did all of it online. Obviously, I don't know if you went out and bought anything locally. I wasn't too inclined to go do so, so I stuck with I got a set from Best Buy. I got some from obviously I got some on Lego.com, and I got like one on Amazon. So,
and I know your gifts were, or your purchases were for gifts. So I don't know if you want to out any of your gifts yet. Do you want to keep them a little anonymous?
That's fine. That's no worries. Like I did get a couple good deals, but I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna be buying a bunch of Christmas gifts, I'm gonna get the deals while I can. But I did actually break down. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna let Black Friday pass me by. I'm not giving myself a little something. So I did get myself the Land Rover.
Oh, you did pull that.
Yeah, I did. I got the Jeep Land Rover. The Lego Icon set, or it's an expert set. But I wanted the world map, and everywhere I went, it was sold out by the time I decided to go buy it. So that's unfortunate, but
yeah, because that one was on sale on Black Friday. Did you see? It was like $140 off or something.
It may have been. I didn't know that, because by the time I went even to go look, it was just sold out.
Oh, even online it was sold out?
Correct.
Let me look, because I definitely saw. I can't remember what the price point was.
Because that's another one where the price point's just high enough to where I prefer to get it on a deal if I'm going to buy it.
It's just called the World Map, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I can recall the set number off the top of my head.
Because I would. Oh, there it is. Yeah, sold out, $249. I imagine that one is retiring this year, so we may be talking about that one.
I think, could be wrong. I think that's actually early 24, but still.
According to this list, that is retiring at the end of the year.
Okay, it's the end of the year. For some reason, I thought it was first quarter of 24.
The stud battle
I really
pack,
like
right?
that one.
Let's see. Got a couple of people in the chat. Nice, Squid Man. Nice. Thanks for joining the chat, Squids. I imagine you might, if you keep an eye on that, you should. There's a chance it might go back in stock for a second, but like if it does go back in stock, I would imagine it's likely because someone returned it or they found a loose one in the warehouse and it's going to go away like that. At this point, that's kind of how stuff sits in my mind.
And the world map is a set I would like. Okay. I'm not hunting for it. I'm not like, if it was somehow slipped by, I mean, it'd be a little disappointing, but I'm not really gunning for it because it's more. Have you seen it built?
I have not. I thought just because, well, it was 250. I actually just had it open on the Lego website. It's 250. I'm not a huge map guy to begin with, so that kind of drops it a bit for me.
It's cool set and it looks good in photos, and it might be just me. I would get it as a collector's piece because that's why I wanted it. But it only looks good from about 10 feet plus away.
And then when you're too close kind of thing.
When you're too close, you just see the studs, and it's hard to see the image it's laying out. And I don't know if that's something that would bother you, but like, I typically hang my Lego art pieces pretty like 4 or 5 feet away from my desk.
Well, I do have
something.
I do have the Darth Vader, so I'm not opposed to it by any means. I think it's just the content that it isn't like top. It's not top of my list. Like if someone got it for me as a present or something like that, I'd be happy. I'd be excited
the Vader
for it.
one looks pretty good close up. Like you can still, like, I can see it behind you right now, and I can see what it is, and it looks good. The world map, if I was that close to it, it's like, what am I really looking at? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
And of course, I know what it is, but I had to I did a test. It was hanging in the Lego store, and that was the first time I had seen it built together. And I walked up to it, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. Because I saw it when I was outside the store. I was like, oh, I want that set. And I walked in, and that's when I got up to it. I was like, well, wait a minute.
What
I can't really tell what even is this. And I had to I did a test where I walked backwards until I was almost like all the way out of the store. I was like, okay, that's
Wow. Yeah, I get it's. I mean, I'm looking at the picture here. It's pretty large.
Yeah. So, but so I go back to my original point. Like, it would not be the end of the world if I missed out on this one. I want it because I imagine this being a collector's piece. I could be wrong, but
I think it'll. Well, that's the thing. I don't see it as a set that people are going to stockpile to invest. So to your point, I don't think it's going to have a large quantity. So when someone wants it, it may be tough for someone to find.
And then I want to have as many pristine in the box sets as I possibly can, because at some point I'm going to be one of the last people with one of these sets.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
So for you, and I think I'm turning into, I'm getting all these sets in the boxes and I'm not opening them yet because I feel like eventually I want to crack them open as opposed to selling them. Is that kind of how or eventually do you want to sell them? Or is it kind of depending on prices?
I feel like I've said this a couple times, but I definitely have a handful of sets that I will 100% never open. I'm never opening Barracuda Bay. Never opening that set. I most likely won't ever open the treehouse behind me because I have no reason to. And I'm on the fence about the blacksmith. So
Blacksmith. Oh, that one's retiring end of this year, I think.
31st.
Oh, that one's on. Spoiler alert. That one's on my list.
Is that your Hall of Famer list?
to be on inducted into the Hall of Fame as I was scrolling through.
It's on mine as well.
It's such a beautiful set. I don't even own it.
It
I
is.
really should own it. So I don't know why it's on the list and I haven't bought it.
You've got like a month.
I'm pretty sure it was on sale as well.
If you still haven't got it, I will graciously sell it to you at a modest markup.
We'll just trade it back and forth. Oh no, I want it this year. Okay, I'll sell it back. I want it this year.
You're right. We'll just call it exchange. We'll start the Lego CPA-fol exchange program, where we can each have it on our shelf on display for a certain amount of time, like a museum art piece that they give back and forth.
Oh yeah, they do that. Oh yeah. All right, so with my haul, first and foremost on the list is the Conch Doors Noggin Bopper Mario, which this is kind of a meme. This is definitely a meme purchase for me. There was no serious intent with this purchase,
but Hall of Fame for that reason alone.
Oh, 100%. So I'm gonna do a fun little review on this. Some people, a specific group of people, will know what I'm trying to achieve with this review. So we'll see if it achieves the desired intent. Next up is the Harry Potter Horntail. What, Hungarian Horntail dragon? Got right here. It's just it was $10 off, so it wasn't a huge sale. But I actually have bought Hedwig and the Phoenix, both as presents, both as gifts for people. But they are still in the box. I do have it on good authority that they are still in the box. So I feel like at any point I could be like, hey, remember that? It's still in the box. You want to like give it back to me or like let me build it? I'll build it or whatever. So, and it has the nice, I really like the canopy, the cloth. I think it's cloth. Yeah, the wings. So I just really like the design. Oh, I didn't even realize Harry has arm printing.
Hold that back up for a second.
And Harry has a little bit of a tan, actually, it looks. You want to see the dragon design? $40.
Where'd you get that one at?
This was Target, and it should... All these sales are still on sale until the 27th, I believe. So these are still should be available as long as stock is available. Oh yeah,
Harry's got his his little Goblet of Fire competition uniform on.
Next one is the the pig house, the Minecraft pig house. This is one that Mrs. CPA. We wanted to get all the animal Minecraft houses because they're just fun. And
just so we're clear, this is your Black Friday purchases, not your Hall of Fame.
Yes, not to be confused. I guess we are not inducting this into the hall. We're not inducting the pig house into the Hall of Fame. I know that might disappoint many people, but this was regularly $50. Got it for $36. This is the set that I bought from Amazon for $40, and it got lost in the mail. So I got a
$50 set
refund. Yeah, it's 490 pieces. Not very large pieces by any means. So it is pretty... I mean, it's a good size. To my recollection, it's a pretty good size set. But 50 is like, no way.
Every once in a while, I have a flashback to the early 2000s where I would have gotten that for like $14.
Oh, oh man. Thing of the past.
Yeah.
And then last, for the Target run. The last purchase. Decided to get 2 more fighter tanks. Should go this way. 2 more fighter tanks for $25. I couldn't pass it up. So, I know I have actually not opened any of these yet. I have 5 of them. So I haven't opened any of those just yet, but I certainly will be.
Yeah.
So I'll just pick the one that has the most dented box.
And you'll open that one.
And I'll open that one. Welcome to the
battle. Yeah. The battle pack, yeah.
Welcome to the stream, Josh's Underground Legos. Good to see you. And the Hoopty, the Hoopty is 40% off at Target. Have you You know the Hoopty set? It's a Marvels set.
Oh, I don't. I have not kept track of that, but I think maybe I've seen a picture.
I think the only redeeming quality of it is that it has the huge orange canopy, trans orange canopy
Wait,
with the windshield. Yeah. Derek says, I have 23 total, less than a lot of people. 23 fighter tanks.
how many? What was the buy limit?
For Target?
Did you could just buy the whole shelf?
Oh, yeah, you could certainly buy the whole shelf if you wanted to. I can only imagine.
Okay, I for some reason I thought that a lot of stores were doing buy limits.
I will check online if there even are any left. But that one is the fighter tank. I don't think it's going to be a good investment because everyone has it. So many people have it. It's going to look really good. It's going to be on shelves for a while, or it's going to be on eBay.
Okay,
You're going to see
yeah.
hundreds of listings.
Right, but if everyone has 5+ of them like you'd have, there's a lot in circulation.
Exactly.
And
I
they only leave when someone opens them, which it's gonna take a long time for that all to run its course.
Mm-hmm. So I was telling Firebird Brick, and it's not available online for anyone curious. You'd have to go in store. That one, in my mind, is going to be like a 5-year. At the soonest, is it going to be good to sell? So everyone's going to have to hold on to it for a while. I feel like once we have the new wave of people that get into Lego, specifically into Star Wars Lego, they're going to look back and say, oh, this insane fighter tank that I missed. I didn't get it. I want it. And then they're going to have to go buy on eBay. But we're going to have to get a lot of those people before that set jumps to any, like, what's it, 40 now or 25 at the best price, 40 retail. It's going to sit at 60 for a while, in my opinion, but it's going to take a while to get to $100. I would think maybe even 10 years to get to $100, which still is a decent investment. But in the rush of getting everything downstairs, I left a couple sets upstairs that I really do want to grab and show off. So if you want to just talk about
send Miss CPA down with them.
Actually,
an emergency trip.
That's not a bad idea. She might. I think she was going to take a nap. Yeah, I'll run up. So if you want to talk about any other Black Friday purchases to hold down the fort, it should be like a second.
Okay, yeah. So only other Black Friday purchases I bought were I rebought some of the Artemis sets to give away as gifts because those are about to retire. The rocket launch center and the lunar habitat things. I got a couple of those to give away to my nieces and nephews. They're young Lego investors, and I want to cultivate the passion. So I'm being consistent, the consistent uncle that always gives a Lego. I'm sure they'll appreciate it in 10 years or so. The sets that they don't destroy and demolish. That is. I purchased the lighthouse, which was just horribly painful for me to purchase as a gift and not for myself because I've wanted that one for so long.
All right. So the first one is a gift with purchase. So that tells you where I made a purchase from.
Lego.
It's the Winter Market stall. I really kind of just chuck these somewhere and really never think about them much. But I almost forgot to purchase this. It's on sale for 20% off. Regularly $30, so purchase for $24. How do you feel about the sequel holiday diorama?
I mean, we did like a 20-minute segment on this at one point, like 5 months ago or something, didn't we? And I remember thinking, I don't know if I would buy this, but it's pretty unique though.
Yeah, and I mean it's really easy to rationalize at a retail. It's $30 bucks, so it's really easy to rationalize the $30 purchase, no matter if you
Yeah,
really like it or not, especially if it's Star Wars. And I mean, $30 and you get 3 figs for any Star Wars set. That's really good.
right, and it might just be the nature of me and my Lego buying because I almost never buy Lego Star Wars unless it's like a fantastic
That's
set.
true.
Oh,
So yeah, this definitely wouldn't be at the top of your list. I think it's
no.
we don't get too many holiday sets for Star Wars. I don't. This may be the first one like this. So I hope it's an indication of what's to come because I would love to get a holiday Star Wars set every single year.
I thought there wasn't different another one.
There's always the Advent,
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm thinking of. It's the Advent calendar.
so yeah, I'm a huge fan of this. And like people in the chat are mentioning, Scott mentioned I would take that sequel set and replace it with OT or prequel figs, and Derek agrees. How easy would it be to just give Luke Skywalker the sweater, and then give Han Solo the sweater, and then throw Princess Leia in there, or vice versa, or whatever. Take one from your Advent calendar and pop it onto Princess Leia. There's so many options.
That's a good idea. That's not bad. You can make your own little nativity scene right there.
Put baby Han
Baby
and
Yoda.
Leia. But yeah, baby Yoda in the manger. Oh, what a beautiful little nativity scene we got going on there. So, I mean, $24 this early. It's going to go on sale again as they try to get rid of them. So I would imagine in January we'll see this. I think this is, I don't remember if it's direct to consumer or if it is on Walmart.com or Walmart or retail. So I'm sure this will go on sale regardless. And then next up, a set that I have been waiting for a long time, hawking to get a good deal on this set. It retailed for, I believe, $90. Picked it up for $50. Beautiful set. I have not played the video game. This is Horizon Forbidden West Tall Neck.
I was wondering about that.
I just love this design of the tall neck. It's so crispy clean.
So what made you want to get the set? I mean, obviously I agree. This is an iconic set. Like it's one of those ones where it's like, oh, wow, like I can't believe they made this. Like it looks so cool. Like fans of the game are probably really happy about it. I wasn't expecting a set like this.
Exactly. And I mean, pretty much all those reasons you listed. That minifig is so good with the arm printing, and if it'll focus well. Yeah, it just won't focus. So just, I don't know, like all the things you described is pretty much why I wanted this set. It looks so good. And just, I think it's just the design. I love that, the creature aspect. It's 13 and a half inches tall, almost 14 inches. So when I built this.
So you are going to build. That was my next question. I wonder if you're going to build this one. It's pretty good, decent footprint.
Well, and that's kind of what I was saying earlier with all these sets that I leave in boxes. I don't know when I'm going to build it. It could be next year. It could be 5-10 years from now. But at some point, I know that I have this set, and it's going to be a super enjoyable build. It's going to be relaxing. It's going to be everything I want it to be. And I got it for $50, which is kind of the way I look at it when I buy a set, like before I really knew what was what and things to look out for. I bought for instance, the Razor Crest. I bought that from Amazon full retail. Should not have done that because it's still sitting in the box. Time value of money. I have lost the time value of money on that set because I haven't gotten the use from it. And that dollar, the price is the same, but the dollar could have been more useful now than when I spent it way back when. So
you're an older, wiser man.
Exactly. So, yeah. Learned a few things. I'm learning to pick and choose what I should buy immediately versus what I shouldn't. So, for instance, and of course it's on the ground somewhere, the T6 shuttle, Ahsoka's T6 shuttle. I bought that one from Costco for $65, and it was retail like $80. So I got it $15 off. I would have waited, except I built it right away, had a nice little stream, so I got some use out of it, and I was able to open it. Whereas if that was still in a box right now to this day, I would be very sad that I spent that money. and didn't wait. So that's kind of how my thinking is evolving with purchases like this.
Interesting. So you've gotten into the routine of a good strategy.
I think so. I think I'm getting there.
And satisfaction comes from knowing that the deals, not you got a good deal, you got a good value, and you were able to get a good use out of it. So
exactly.
That's where the satisfaction lies.
Actually, I just remembered I missed another set. Hang on. Now this one I will send a text to get express service, express Mrs. CPA service.
CPA prime shipping.
Same day shipping. But in the meantime, and you and I have been talking about this one for a while, I finally pulled the trigger because Lego had the $20 off coupon for this one.
Proud of you. I already know what this is. I'm so proud of you.
The Lunar Lander, which is it behind you right now, or did you shift it out?
It's behind me. It's just on a higher shelf.
So it's moved to the top shelf or the upper shelf. So I got the Lunar Lander. Beautiful set. I love the gold. The gold is really what attracted me to this.
Oh, in addition those stickers
to the minifig.
I actually did a time-lapse build of this one. It's on my channel if anyone wants to go watch it. But I had so much fun building this set. The stickers, applying those stickers was extremely satisfying. Like you were saying, the gold bricks and stickers,
yeah. And it's got a nice little display stand. Like it has everything, pretty much everything you want. So I'm very happy with that purchase. It was $80.
I mean, plus, dude, you've got Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin as minifigures. It's so cool. I love this set.
Because it has their faces. Because their faces are nowhere on that box, but it has face prints. No. I guess you have it behind you.
Let's confirm. I haven't touched this set much.
I didn't know if they were generic prints or.
I mean, does that look like Buzz to you?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't not look like him, so I guess I'll take it.
It's a pretty generic face. But yeah, I'm glad you got this.
So yeah, once again, I don't know when I'm gonna build it, but I'll build it at some point, and it will be exactly what I need it to be. So I'm very happy for that one. Now, lastly, the last set. Technically, this one also is this one is kind of an asterisk because I technically purchased this box itself a couple weeks ago on Amazon. The price has been fluctuating a lot, and even the price has been fluctuating on Lego.com. But it is the Guardian ship, technically called the Benatar, part of the Infinity Saga. And this has been affectionately called a UCS set because it has a stand and a plaque. And it is very, very good scale. I believe it is technically minifigure scale. So the size of this thing, and of course the box is very large, but the size of it is beautiful. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I don't think I've heard a single bad thing about this set.
I'd have to say that should be I agree that it could be called a UCS or should be called a UCS. That's a really decent size.
And it retail was $170, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it. This one was for $130 off Amazon. But I purchased it at Black Friday for $95. So $95 versus a $170 set is That's absolutely insane to me.
Yeah.
Especially of this caliber.
I like that it's got the exposed Groot, so you can see the Groot minifig.
Where's that?
On the back. Did I just see that wrong? Is there like a little plastic piece where you can see Groot, or is that just a picture?
I think it's. Oh yeah, no, that's just a picture.
Okay, it looked like it was a plastic.
It actually
window,
does,
like
yeah. Through the stream, yeah, it does look like it. Yeah, no, it's just a rendering of that. So but when I purchased it on Lego.com, I had a I knew it was going to sell fast, and it sold. Or no, pardon me. I bought it, and then the order went through. Got a confirmation and all that jazz. Then when I woke up the next morning, I saw I received an email at 10 minutes after, because I went to bed pretty much right away, saying, the set you bought is currently out of stock. We will let you know if we're able to ship it, but it'll take a little bit to get there. So I was like, oh, stink. I'm probably not going to get it. I was kind of in my mind, maybe even writing it off, that I wasn't going to be able to receive it, and I'd have to get a refund and whatnot, and I wouldn't get it at that amazing price.
Right.
This morning, I received an email saying, all good to go. Your set is shipping soon. So it's kind of like a, whew, glad that
Nice.
the Lego order will be on its way soon. So I'm really excited for that, which is great. But to kind of in $95.99, I've been saying $94.99, so $96, whatever. But I'm hoping what I'm going to try to do is, because I was planning to either return it to Amazon, because I don't really need to, or just keep it and try and do a price match and tell Amazon, hey, I got it for $96, or I'm going to return it to you. So either price match it or I'll return it.
Oh, definitely try that first and
Yeah.
see what worst could say is no, and you just send it back.
Because I think that is one that would definitely be good to have 2 copies of. Because I think that's a set where I got it for $90 or got it for $100 or $130. Retail's $170. I think that one could easily be listed at $250 in 2024 on eBay. So I think that one's a great one to have double of. Or I just hold on to it, and like maybe in a couple years you might want that. We can maybe do a little tradesy.
We'll do that exchange
medieval. Yeah. Oh man, good times. So I think that's pretty much it with the Black Friday haul. It was an interesting Black Friday. It was kind of obviously my first Black Friday that was very involved in the community. So, people are sending around deals. Right. For instance, the Forza Horizon Forbidden West deal, someone sent it to me. Brick by Brick sent it to me, or else I wouldn't have seen it. So it's certainly great to have that kind of help from other people in the community to get those purchases. But from last year to this year with the Black Friday, has it been the same, or have you noticed more deals, more sales, or does it feel different at all to you?
I don't know if it feels all that different. I mean, I've only gotten 2 other sets prior on Black Friday deals. I got the NASA Saturn V. I got that on a Black Friday deal. And ironically, I also got the Lego Blacksmith on a Black Friday deal. So
all 20% off or more than 20?
I honestly have to go look. I have to go look and see what I got them for on the Lego website previous years. I'm sure they keep a record of that. Probably was around 20%, but I don't want to quote that because that might be correct. I'd have to look it up.
Because that seems to be what I've been seeing or hearing. What I've been hearing is there seems to be a lot more discounts this year and a lot larger discounts than we've ever seen before. So, for instance, I don't know, did you ever take a peek at that link I sent you with the Black Friday deals? Yeah. So there were a ton of 40% off. And, I mean, the Benatar, the Guardian ship, was one of those ships that was 40% off.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a good amount. There was a lot of 20% off, too, but there was a decent amount.
So I was pleasantly surprised and a little surprised. Hopefully it doesn't mean anything too foreboding for Lego. We won't get into that too much with this conversation, but it's just something to keep in mind and interesting to think about.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
With that being said, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this stream. We want to talk about which sets we should induct into the Lego Hall of Fame. Class of 2023, I'm excited to make this an
All right.
annual thing. I think it's important to take a look back of what, and once again, I want to ensure everyone is understanding. I'm not saying sets that released in 2023. This is retiring in 2023, because of course, once a set is, if it's still in rotation. So, for instance, the UCS Millennium Falcon, I imagine it's going to be a while before that one gets into the Hall of Fame. No doubt it will end up in the Hall of Fame. Even with sports players, people can tend to look and say, oh yeah, they're definitely getting into the Hall of Fame. Really, no question. So I don't think there's any questions there. But I've combed through the list of sets retiring in 2023, and I've procured a couple of names. And of course, these are sets that are retiring in December 31st. So I unfortunately couldn't get my hands on the set July 31st retiring list or the prior in 2023. So this will just be sets in 2023. Did you have a chance to look through that set? And
I did.
You want to chuck a name out on the ballot?
So we've already talked about the Lunar Lander. That was my number one. I would say number one, Lunar Lander. I'm glad you were able to get it before it went off, and I'd have to say that's definitely one of the best sets I've ever bought, and I would put it in the Hall of Fame. I mean, honestly, I'd probably, if any NASA set that comes across about to retire, I'm just gonna put it in the Hall of Fame. But that would be my first and probably my top.
So let me go ahead and I'm gonna add some text on the screen because we want to make sure we're keeping track. We want to keep track. Which actually, let me see if I can. I want to get the same. I want to get the same style, font style. We want to make sure we're coherent here.
Yeah.
So we'll do 1. Of course, it's they're linked together. I hate when they do that. Sometimes OBS is just like, man, you're driving me crazy, dude. So if you all would give me a moment. But Lunar Lander, that was on my list as well.
Good. I mean, was it up there? Top?
Let me actually see what my list is. I think that would be maybe a little important. Let's see. Filter by color. I'd say it was in the middle somewhere, upper middle, top 5. I feel like I have a pretty good range. I didn't go for just all like $100+ sets. So I would like to think I had a
That's good. We'll have some good range here then.
Yeah. Because for instance, for you, did you throw any modulars in there?
No.
Because I feel like probably should, but definitely didn't. I definitely didn't. But I feel like that's something that probably should have a range.
Yeah, I mean, what are you considering factors here? Like, I guess maybe I had a wrong approach to this. I was like personal opinion and taste. Are you saying like just like impact on Lego community, like popularity of set, like what is?
I mean, I think all the above.
Here?
I think all should be kind of considered, just because this is like
all right
Lego Hall of Fame. So certainly some impact or some consideration should be made just for overall impact of the set. Yeah, I would kind of think that would be important. So let's do. I'll pick one. Actually, I'll add a window capture. Want to make sure we're getting some of these things on a screen for everyone to see. And I always have to sign out of my Lego account because I hate how they put your name across the screen at the top. Like, I don't want that on there, dude. They actually, for a second, they had it where it didn't even show your name. It said some random
Yeah,
something or other.
Mine was like Jolly Roger 5-2
Yeah.
or something.
Like, where was that? Why can't we do that anymore?
Yeah.
So let's do this. Also, I can take this moment to let everyone know that memberships are available. If you're interested in memberships, we've Scott Davis is he was in the chat. I don't know if he's still there. Wouldn't surprise me. He's one of our faithful viewers and faithful members. So there is an option for you all if you would like to consider joining the firm, as I like to say, becoming a member of the CPA team, which is always available. So as I always say, we're still kind of figuring out what the ultimate plan is with that. Certainly, eventually, I would love to have early release. Maybe you get an early access to the weekly investment updates. Of course, Scott's still here. The faithful membership streams, exclusive membership streams, is something that I would love to have on the table. Just has to figure out times and stuff for members in that respect. So the options are certainly there, and I'm very excited to see where that can go and where that will go. So I love hearing input, and especially input from the members is kind of where it's at, because I know you guys are the real ones that are here for the long haul. So I definitely appreciate your input, appreciate your collaboration and contributions to the channel. It's much appreciated. And those that super chat as well. We have a couple of people who will hop in here and super chat, which is always really nice. So here's the lunar lander, which we talked about. Wanted to at least show it on the screen for a little bit. Give you all an idea, refresher, if you were not aware, which I feel like most people are probably aware. All right, next up on the list, I'll give one of mine on the list.
Yeah.
Okay, this one might be a surprise to some of you. One that I would like to add to the list. It's a small one. It's a small set.
I'll look out for the little guy.
But it's, in my opinion, it's a beautiful set. It was my first purchase of the Lego Speed Champions. The Koenigsegg, and they pronounce it, it's either Jesko or Jesko. It's a Swedish car.
Yes.
$20.
Nice. You have a good amount of the Speed Champions, right?
I have. I think I've purchased most of them that have released since like 2021, I'd say. But it was kind of a perfect storm, because so I purchased this one right when it released. Around the same time I started to get into Forza Horizon. And this is one of the flagship cars in Forza Horizon and one of the fastest cars in Forza Horizon. So it really was a perfect storm of Lego released it, Speed Champions. I was kind of starting to get fatigued, or I was very fatigued with Lego Star Wars, and really kind of looking for something else to fill my Lego desire. And this was just this was there, and it was kind of it was with me. It was there for me in my time of weakness. So I really have to, I think for multiple reasons, put this on the list.
We have to give this credit because it brought you out of the dark into the light.
It really did. I think up until this point, I don't think I'd ever purchased a single set other than Lego Star Wars since forever.
This is what started it all. Like, your bank account hurts now. You feel the pain. Not you don't just feel the good part. You feel the pain now. You have to branch out and buy more.
And it's 100% worth it.
Yep.
Smile through the pain. But no, but yeah, it's great, and I think it's just in there. I'm curious to think. I think Clever Pig was mentioning that the Speed Champions were 50% off or $10 or something where they're at in Canada. So they're just was such a good bang for your buck. Of course, they've jumped them up to $25, which is very unfortunate. But
Inflation.
$20 for this is just it's so good. It's so good.
I've only purchased one Speed Champion set, and it wasn't even for me.
Do you appreciate cars at all?
Oh, I do.
Or are you a fan of kind of cool cars or anything?
Well, here's some lore. My earlier life is before Lego. So this was probably back in 1999. Before I got into my interest in Lego when I was a kid, I had a very, very large collection of Hot Wheels. And that was my first collection of anything. Every time I go to the store, I was like I was a young kid, so it was a big deal. I would rifle through every single Hot Wheel trying to get
the ones you wanted.
Anyone that I either just wanted or just didn't have, and I couldn't tell you what happened to that collection to this day. I have no clue. But I feel like if I start going down this Speed Champions rabbit trail, I'd lose so much money.
I would say if there's a Koenigsegg Jesko in a store, or honestly, any of the Speed Champions that are out now, a lot of them are on sale. I would say to just get one of them, just limit yourself to one, because it is I think it's a set or it's a theme where you could live with having just one, and just to experience one build, I think would suffice, because I know I would say you're pretty good at kind of keeping your sights on the sets you want, and you're not really just gonna get some really nilly stuff. But because you had that Hot Wheel background and appreciate cars and stuff like that, I think you would enjoy one of these builds.
Yeah, I bought my dad he's a big James Bond fan. I bought him the 007.
Yep.
Speed Champions. It was his first Lego set he'd ever gotten.
Nice.
Period. So I got him that last Christmas.
Yeah, I have that one, and I'm looking forward to building that at some point, just like all the other ones. Yeah, and Scott said kind of nailed it perfectly. They do have a lot of stickers, but I think that, as you can see even on this picture, but I just think they're necessary just to give it the detail. But on the opposite side, the building techniques are insane and so clever. I think that's really what captured me in it. So that's why I feel like this deserves a spot.
Yes, you have defended its spot, and it is accepted.
All right, what's your next one?
I'd have to say the Colosseum.
I did see that one on the list.
You did or did not?
I saw that one on the retirement list, but I personally didn't add it.
Just I feel like everyone at some point has gone to Lego store and just been like, man, I really want that set. Whether it's just been slightly on a table, price tag, or it's just where would I put it? Everyone has wanted that. Everyone I've talked to has wanted that set at some point. And I feel like it's sad to see it go. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it before it goes.
Do you have the set number by chance? I think my spelling might be suffering right now.
I probably should have that set number ready for you, but I apologize, I don't.
Let me look it up in a different window so I don't look like a fool.
Trying to spell out Colosseum.
Yeah. Oh, it was COLO.
Yeah,
Who spells it like that?
the Romans.
Those darn Romans. Colosseum. Oh, it's still not showing up. Why is it not showing up? I bet it's already sold out, is it not? It is, yeah, it's currently out of stock. It did cross my mind though as
So,
one that
so
probably should have or probably should be on the list while I personally didn't put it on the list.
right. So it may be a mix of people just buying it for the holidays, or it's people saying like, "Hey, this is getting ready to go. Gotta get it."
It may have been on sale. I'd have to check that list again. But I imagine it's probably been tinkering on the edge of sold out or in stock on
Mm-hmm.
this list because it is, as we mentioned, near retiring.
Yep.
But I will say, while I can appreciate the builds and the size and just everything, I don't think I've ever wanted this one. The Coliseum. I don't think I've ever wanted the
Really?
Coliseum. Yeah.
Really? I eat my words from 2 weeks ago. Not everyone I've talked to has wanted it.
Everyone up until this singular moment.
Everyone up until this moment has been like, "Oh man, I would love that set." Okay, if someone gave it to you, you'd take it, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, and this is one that had that really cool gift with purchase. It was like the little centurion with
Yeah.
the chariot.
And I'm pretty sad that there's no way I'm gonna buy this before it retires. Like
$550.
yeah, I'm just not spending the money. So
What would you spend? 400?
if
Would you spend 400?
I
Like
yeah,
today,
I'd probably
right
spend
now.
400 on it. Yeah, I spent 400 on it.
There you go. Coliseum. Let's
Look at that.
see.
COLOSSEUM.
I'm going to tick mark it on our list so I can keep track of it. I'll put a little brichotomy next to it so I know that you put it up there.
Oh, you got yourself a little latte there. What do
Yeah.
you drink?
Just a little.
PSL, white hot mocha.
I made it myself. It's just heavy cream with some
Yeah,
Starbucks mint peppermint
nice.
coffee.
I was gonna ask, do you have a Breville or something that makes a nice latte, or
We
just a
have
coffee?
one. I think it's an espresso, but this one's just a coffee. I usually just prefer the just pot of coffee if I'm gonna have coffee.
This was not an official sponsor. I just wanted to comment on his coffee.
Brought to you by Nespresso. All right, so I feel like we should. I'll just put this on there. I'll just throw the medieval blacksmith up there. We knew we were going to talk about it at some point. We already did talk about it.
Also, Scott says he can't imagine a more repetitive build. Everyone I've talked to that has built the Coliseum has said exactly that. Repetitive. Like, it's just mindless putting together of the same exact color brick.
UCS Chewy is looking at you with longing in his eyes about the repetitive build comment. Squidman asks, can you do turtleneck reviews in the future? I guess I could do that. I did buy a couple new turtlenecks because the ones I had before, yeah, the turtlenecks I had before were from college. Actually, I bought them in college, and I didn't buy a new one since. So they were on a deal as well.
Oh, this is your number 4. This was also next on my list.
Yeah, this is well. So they're not ranked by number just yet. I feel like we can do that at the end if we have time or want to. But this one is definitely near the top of the list.
Yeah.
Just because I mean it's beautiful house, great design, and it had been. Is this one that was hinted for a while, or is there's another medieval? What's the other medieval one coming out soon that people are like rah-rahing about?
Well, I mean, there's a couple
Is
that
it?
are trying to get pushed through and ideas. I mean, the whole medieval theme is kind of reviving a little bit, honestly. Are you talking about an actual set that's in production?
It's going to be in production soon. I believe it's the medieval market village with the goat. That's the one. That's
Okay.
coming out soon. It was an
Okay.
idea set, and there was a little tease, or a couple teases, I guess, that have been dropped.
I mean, there's the Viking Village that just came out, which I don't know if you put that in the same thing, but
And a Firebird Bricks, welcome to the stream, says Medieval Blacksmith is a 10 out of 10 set.
yeah.
I think I just missed this one, for better or for worse. I'll have to hawk some eBay listings if I really want to get this one. But like I said, once again, and as with your comment to the Speed Champions, unfortunately, Speed Champions would be a cheaper theme to get into. But if I get into the buildings and modulars, man, I'm going to be gone.
Yeah.
Or I will have to completely restructure my purchasing habits for Lego and basically say, all right, I get like one Lego Star Wars set a year, and the rest is just going to be modulars. Because
I mean, that's pretty much how I operate. I get like one Lego Star Wars set per year, and everything else is divided against everything else. But like this set is iconic in so many ways, just because I feel like it started bringing back the medieval theme. It was super popular, so they're trying to go down that route a little more. Building it, mine is still in the box. My brother has it. He built it, and I got to see him build it. So like the building of it, and I didn't do it myself, obviously, but I watched it build it, and it's got the glowing brick for the blacksmith is just
yep, there it is.
Cherry on top.
So I had this fleeting thought, and I don't want to linger on it too long.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this set is an average Bricklink designer set. What do you think about that take?
Thanks. Elaborate.
If you saw this set as a Bricklink designer submission, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's a good one." It's not like amazing, but it's a good one. Would you agree with that?
Probably, yeah. I mean, we see some pretty good quality stuff on there, so
yeah. It was just a kind of a fleeting thought. I guess this is a Lego idea set, but that was just kind of a fleeting thought that I had, and I wanted to share. But don't want to discount it at all. It is beautiful. It's just, I guess, in a different way, it's simpler. It's a simpler design, simpler build, whereas we usually see a bigger footprint on the Bricklink designer.
It might not have had a couple of little intricacies. If it was the designer set, it might not have had the glowing brick.
Mm-hmm.
It may have been a little bit less detail here and there, but overall, yeah, I can see something like the bear rug.
Is there a brick built bear rug? Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a bear rug.
That's awesome. Let me make that a little bigger. That's awesome. The build is honestly great. So many details and cool build techniques. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, well, even you, I imagine your brother wouldn't mind if you took it apart and rebuilt it. So you could probably get that experience if you wanted to.
Yeah,
maybe
or
he could charge you $5.
or just buy myself another one.
That's true. Yeah, this Squidman's right. This set encourages bear violence, so I can't condone that. It's off the list. It's off the list now. Okay. Oaktown Bricks says, could you please add Zane's Titan Mech XL-15 spaceship and Galaxy Explorer to the list? I looked for the Titan, but I couldn't find it in this list. The Jay's Titan Mech retires in 2024. And the XL-15 spaceship does retire in 2023. And Galaxy Explorer does as well. We can talk about those later, but I just feel like in my mind, I don't think I could put the XL-15 on that list. You know which one he's talking about?
Don't. I'm trying to look it up right now.
The Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yep. I know. Yep. You bought that, didn't you?
I did buy it for $25, so 50% off, which is the only reason I bought it. It does have a stand and a plaque, so I mean, it's a great presentation. I just feel like it doesn't have that punch, that wow factor that these other sets are gonna have.
Yeah, I got you.
So Medieval Blacksmith, I mean, that's top. That's top of the line for sure.
It's just a 10 out of 10 set.
CPA. All right, what do you got on the list for next up?
Well, trying to reevaluate now that I know we're
Kind of doing everything. We're not just doing our own personal opinions.
are we getting like a Star Wars in here at all?
Oh yeah, anything that's retiring December 31st, 23.
Then
that
I
should
have to
be
say,
inducted into the Hall of Fame.
yeah, the UCS gunship was a big deal.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's that's on my list as well.
Okay, good. That, because now that I know we're putting Star Wars and everything in there, there's a couple, maybe not too many Star Wars sets, but there's a one or two, I'd say.
Let's get that one on the screen.
And
no, that's not it.
the gunship should definitely be in there.
That one had a couple good deals. One of them was like $280. That was a really good deal. So, and I do want to encourage everyone to give your opinions. Like Oaktown, I want to hear everyone's thoughts on what should be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I want to keep that dialogue open. But go ahead.
Did you get that MSRP, or did you find yourself a deal?
I got it MSRP before the $50 price hike.
Okay.
So I also got it with a gift with purchase. I don't remember what it was. I think I just wanted it day one, and I did build it right away, so it was worth it to me. Back to the kind of time value money pricing, it was worth it. Yeah,
you got the full satisfaction.
Yep. So I mean, no question. Obviously, the design is beautiful, the build is beautiful, and I do have the box with the Empire logo on it. So I do have the technically incorrect box, which is a fun little tidbit. And I mean, the minifigs, obviously that's just a different issue, but I don't think it ruins it for being inducted into the Hall of Fame by any means. So I think it certainly deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Let's see. Our list is getting longer. We got 5. I have to look up what the rules are on the Hall of Fame. How many people... If there's a limit, I kind of hope. Okay, so between 4 and 8 members will be selected each year. That's good to know. So we'll try and keep our list to 10. So we're gonna have to shave some people off, no doubt, which I think is kind of what we're going for.
What are we at now? 5?
Yeah, we're only at 5. So I think some of the ones that I'm suggesting are certainly going to get cut off. Since we talked about it before, I'll bring up the guardianship that I purchased. This one's retiring in 2023. I think personally it deserves to be on that list, price-wise, build-wise, just overall design, scale. I really think it deserves to be on that list. I'm curious if you have any thoughts about that one. I know it probably hasn't been on your radar much.
No, it hasn't. But let me look at the picture of it for a second.
Let me get that piece or part number, set number. $95.99. What an absolute insane price. Ayo, Shy Time's in the chat. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Oh, Firebird, it's such a great build. Excuse me. when I first built it, it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It was it was absolute insanity, just how big it kept getting. The
It's
more
like
you built it,
that moment in New Hope when the Star Destroyer just gets bigger and bigger.
pretty much. It's like you build the base first, and then it's like, oh wow, this is big. And then you build one wing, and it's like, oh my goodness, the wingspan is like 2.5 feet or more.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, Oaktown. I would agree with you, Oaktown. I think we might have to make some discussion on if we have to kick someone else out of the Hall of Fame. So we'll get there when we get there. But for now, I think it's going on the list. There we go. All right, who else you got on your list?
How about just because? Again, I'm kind of going back to the list and revising a little bit, but the just because I know that very few people actually bought this, but the ones that did just raved about the build and how iconic it was. How do you feel about the D11 bulldozer? Just the colossal set that it is.
D11 bulldozer. I think I know which one you're talking about.
Like you'll know it as soon as you see the picture.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's had a comment or two on the set.
And I just realized that my chats popping up on screen actually haven't been on this whole time, which isn't a huge deal. But don't worry, everyone. I've been reading your messages. So we'll go through a little bit. We got Firebird, thanks for stopping by. Shy Time in the chat. Oaktown. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the thoughts as well. Remember, this is sets retiring in 2023 that we're looking at for adding to the Hall of Fame list. The D11 bulldozer. I mean, it's huge. I just feel like...
Exactly. It makes you just think, like, I only know, like, one or two people that actually have this.
I don't know anyone that has it.
It's... Well, that's the... Very few people bought it. But it's just one of those things, like, it's so huge, and it's just like, where did this even come from? And just...
Technic, man. I don't know how this got greenlit.
Right.
Yeah, it's massive. I personally don't think it should go on.
You want to cut it out? Be the first cut it?
So did you added this kind of in retrospect with the updated thought process, correct?
Yeah, because I'm like, man, I know everyone at least had something to say about this, and it was at least, Hall of Fame, good or bad.
We can if we need to get to 10, we can definitely consider it.
I don't know if we'll have trouble getting to 10, but I can give you a revised one that I think should
be go for it.
Okay, so the Galaxy Explorer, because anyone from the 90s should agree that this Icons set was a good comeback.
Oh, it's 20% or was 20% off, which I feel like that's the price it should have been at to begin with. I thought it was overpriced at $100.
I mean, it was definitely targeted to a specific audience, and just opportunists. But most Lego fans who've been around since the 90s really, really wanted this set.
Yeah, Oaktown wanted this one in the list, so he's gonna get his wish with that one. As I kind of scuffed on it a little bit, I would say, just because I know it, like you mentioned, it's for a specific audience.
Well, yeah,
it is what it needs to be for sure.
Yeah, I was kind of around during those days, and I was caught the tail end of the Space Police saga.
Mm-hmm.
So it was definitely a huge wave of nostalgia to see them bring this set back. I'm sure it was for anyone else who was around the 90s.
So there you go, Oaktown. I can definitely respect putting this on there. It's a huge I mean, even it's got the same box art style as all the other ones, like what's the one, Barracuda Bay and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
So it definitely fits the bill. Okay. My next one is going to be... Let's put this up. Maybe a little unconventional. I was just a huge fan of it. The build... The child from The Mandalorian. The buildable Grogu.
Oh, I wouldn't have expected that one. Okay.
I just thought it did a really good job of capturing what he looks like, getting some of those angles while still maintaining the Lego aesthetic. And it was a good... technically, I guess you could call it a UCS set because it has the plaque. But I just thought it was a really good... I thought it was a really good build. And a really good design and just good price, especially you could... For the most part, you could get it for $80 even. So I thought from that respect, it was just a good price. Any strong feelings against it?
The thing is, I didn't have any strong feelings. I gotta admit, I didn't consider, but you've got the added details of having the set and built it. So I respect that.
And I mean, it's Baby Yoda, Grogu. So for the time it was released, it certainly was there when people needed it, and when excuse me, when Grogu was in his peak. So I think it was certainly of the time and kind of when it needed to exist, which also helps for a bit, in my opinion. I think it just, especially the functionality of the face compared to the Yoda. Remember the buildable Yoda? The new one. Obviously, the old one was pretty hideous. The new one, in my opinion, looked a little buggy, little bug-eyed. But I think the look for this one, they really nailed it. So that's why I appreciate this one a lot. So I'm going to add him to the list. All right, who you got for up to number 9?
Yeah, I'd have to say the tall neck. You just got that one, so you have more detail than I, but I know that it was pretty popular.
So I mean, obviously that one has to be retiring this year. I don't know why I didn't have it on my list. In retrospect, yeah, I would certainly.
Yeah,
I think I just wasn't kind of thinking.
It's on the list.
Because it started with Horizon Forbidden West. That's why.
Yeah.
I was looking for tall neck and didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, 100%. That one, beautiful. All right, so we'll start to kind of lump some together. So I do have the Republic fighter tank, just because it's a really good clone set. It's the last of the non-helmet hole clones, which I prefer. No helmet holes or extra helmet holes in the clone helmets. So that's kind of one of the reasons I put that one in there. So that's why I have that one there. I did put apparently Hedwig finally retires this year. The buildable Hedwig has been around for a long time.
Yeah, I considered that as well, but the thing is the Hogwarts icons Hedwig is so much better of a Hedwig in my opinion. I'm like, I kind of passed it up.
It's such a good price as well. 630 pieces, $39.99. Just overall, in my opinion, a really, really good value. But no, I can certainly understand why it wouldn't be top of the line. And I did put the Hungarian Horntail in that as well, just kind of because they're both the same style. But I wasn't hard pressed for either of those.
Right.
So we can kick those two out. Now my last one that I had on here was the Porsche 911 RSR, because I did want a Technic one in here at some point. Excuse me.
Just not the bulldozer.
Oh, not quite. I would have chosen the orange Porsche, but that one actually retired last year, I think. So it's not actually on here. I'm not super like ride or die for this one. I just think it is a beautiful set, and they nailed it with being a Porsche. It looks really good.
Yeah. If we're gonna put a Technic one on there, yeah.
And I did look through the other Technics, and I was kind of disappointed that, in my opinion, it was kind of the only solid Technic car. So, for instance, other Technic cars we got, I guess the Ducati, motorcycle, we've got Dom's Charger, meh. McLaren Senna, eh. The Ferrari 488 GTE was a good one. And then just a bunch of like choppers, telehandlers, the Monster Jam sets, material handler, just stuff like that.
Yeah, on going through this, I don't know if there's too many more I would put on the Hall of Fame, but there is one that I think belongs on the Hall of Fame.
Okay. What's that?
Just because I feel like everyone kind of made fun of it, and it's retiring this year, and I'm sure Lego's trying to, judging by how steep a discount they've got in it right now, they're just trying to get it out, just trying to get rid of it, and no one. I could be totally wrong, but the table football set, just nobody wants that thing.
Oh my goodness, 21337. 21337.
But I was on the website yesterday. They had it like, so it was like,
it's still on back order, or it's on back order.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's on back order. We'll ship by December 7th.
I mean, maybe I'm a man alone in this opinion, but I kind of thought that nobody wanted that set.
I mean, no, you're definitely right. No one wants this set, but somehow it's on back order. Maybe just because they had so few in stock that they didn't have many.
I mean, it was a pretty steep discount yesterday. It was like 40, maybe even 50%. It was at least 40.
It's 40% right now. Yeah, I've got it on the. Well, it's off to the right of the screen, there.
Everyone I know that was into Lego made fun of this when it came out. Like, I don't know how this made it through.
I mean, it's an idea set. I mean,
yeah, I know
it shouldn't exist. Which is it's weird that it got to the ideas, but that's the thing. Apparently people wanted it. It got to 10,000.
I don't believe it. It's a conspiracy theory.
Somehow it got to 10,000 supporters, and none of those people bought it. Essentially, I mean, obviously someone bought it, but man, no, I agree with you.
Yeah, that's $100 off.
239, 2,300 pieces. It's kind of insane. No, I think we should definitely talk about it and not put it in, but talk about it because of how horrible.
Yeah. Oh no, this should not be on the list.
Like, I mean, we have to bring it up and be like, oh, should we put it? No, definitely not. Okay. What else? Do you have anything else on the list? Because I want to have to kick some people out. I want to have to kick some players out.
I mean, the Friends Apartment is a pretty good set. A lot of people who aren't even into Lego have gotten that set just because they were fans of the series and wanted a model of the Friends set. It was the same thing when the little coffee shop came out. So I mean, I feel like it's borderline, but if I want to throw another one in there, I mean, there's not too many more on the list that are retiring December 31st that I would feel like are just really iconic.
What about the White House architecture?
That's retiring? Did I miss that one?
Yeah, it's retiring.
I mean, that's definitely a big deal for those who are trying to collect the architecture sets. I know our friend Mitch, he makes a point of collecting all those, so I'll have to ask him if he's going to get that before he goes.
Yeah, it's currently sold out. It's $100.
Oh, too late then.
I mean, I'm sure it might still be on Amazon. I know they had some deals on Amazon. It was near 50% off on Amazon this past week, which is pretty big. So for those that wanted that one, you better, if you find it somewhere, you better. I think we should throw it in there. We don't have any architecture.
Okay, put it in.
So let's chuck that one in there.
And actually, I do think I could put one or two more in here.
Go for it.
Am I mistaken, or was it the Dark Trooper helmet that was the one that was nearly impossible to get, or is that the TIE Fighter helmet?
That's the TIE Fighter.
The TIE Fighter helmet. Okay, I knew it was one of those two. I didn't make a point of getting all the busts. So
Dark Trooper Attack. The Dark Trooper Battle Pack is retiring though,
okay,
which I thought that was a pretty good set. I just don't think it rises to the level of iconic enough. But yeah, let's see what other maybe a helmet collection sets that are retiring.
I think Red 5's the other one's retiring.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Trooper's retiring. It's like everyone got them. I mean, I didn't, but anyone who was into
Anyone who
Lego Star
wanted,
Wars,
yeah.
got one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. There's just not a whole lot of Star Wars that's retiring. That's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Oh, BD1. Actually, I think BD1 should go on the list. I forgot he's retiring.
I was on the fence about that. That was one of the few. Like I said, I get about one Lego Star Wars set a year, and this was it. I mean, as soon as it came out, I bought it. I was like, gotta have it. Big fan of the game series. And just to plug, I have to rebuild it because my plan to turn it into a webcam was just a disaster.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It didn't work. I mean, I could probably try again with just a different approach, but it didn't. It did not work like I wanted it to.
All right. I'm trying to figure out how to align the text. Use custom text. Because for whatever reason, it's center justified, and I don't want to center justify. But I'm not going to spend the time figuring it out on the fly. Let's get BD1 on the screen. I think he deserves to. I just picked up BD1, and he was $70 at Target. I was kind of so mad. I mean, I got him for $72 anyway, so I did come out ahead. Because with tax and everything, it would be over that. But BD1, I cannot wait to build that one.
Nice.
Oaktown says, take out the Jesco, take out the Lunar Lander, and the Coliseum.
Oh. No, not the Lunar Lander. I'm flabbergasted.
I could understand the Jesco.
Yeah. Maybe even the Coliseum, but Lunar Lander's got to stay.
The Dagobah Jedi training diorama. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it would be okay to throw a bone to one of the Star Wars dioramas, but...
Is the Trench Run retiring? Or is that still too new?
I think it's retiring. Yes. What else? Any good classic ones? I just want to make sure we're not missing anything.
I mean, I don't know if I'd call them iconic, but all the Artemis sets that I bought on that deal, I think are retiring.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as to call any of those iconic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Saturn rocket one, I feel like that could...
Potentially, if we were really feeling the squeeze to put some on this list. But...
Oh, actually, there's no Saturn. Is it called something else?
It's
Rocket Launcher Center.
Rocket Launch Center. It's the Artemis rocket. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the Saturn would have to be the Saturn V rocket.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else. Ariel's Underwater Palace. There's no Disney on here.
The Lightyear stuff. The Lightyear stuff is on there. But...
Let's see. I'm scrolling through. We've got if anyone in the chat has any thoughts, we are going to have to eliminate a couple. I think we might limit it to 8 or 9 seats to be part of the Hall of Fame.
Okay, what do you say we go through here and we add one more at least, right?
Let's do it. All right, I'm scrolling through. Like any good Marvel sets? Thor's hammer.
I mean, the Haunted House that's a pretty big set. It's an icon set.
Let's see.
So that's one of the ones that they always put near the front of the store. And
modular. We don't have a modular in here. I think we do need a modular in here.
Okay, well, you've got the Assembly Square, you've got the bookshop, you've got the police station, all retiring this year.
That is a lot. The modular people better jump on that
Yeah.
if they want any of these. So I think we should pick one of those. Assembly Square. Okay, it's basically just the normal square.
Mm-hmm. Police station is a good one.
I've heard good things about the police station, and it was on sale for like $100 off. Or no, maybe it was $70 off.
And you've got the bookshop 10270.
Actually, I'm sure on the back of one of these boxes they show all of them.
Probably.
I could have just went to that. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Okay. Make sure it's framed up well. You can't
I
really
think
see
out
it.
of the three of them, I'd probably personally pick the police station.
Well, that's not the police station. Yeah, I would agree. It's got the height. It's got the design. It's got the 3 levels. Man, it's hard to argue with 3 levels. So yeah, I would have to agree with the police station on there. Oh, and it even has like a side. Oh, it has like 2 sides to it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 100% police station.
Yeah.
Let's put the police station on there. Black Panther, my Hall of Fame. Nice. Okay.
And I know we kind of mentioned it a little bit at the beginning, but the world map is retiring this year as well, December 31st. I don't know how you want to put any art on there or not, but it's the only one in that category worth mentioning, I feel like.
Yeah, let me take another look. World map, Jim Lee, Batman, Rolling Stones, floral art. Yeah, I would agree. But I feel like in this lineup, I don't know if I would put it in any of those, unfortunately.
Right. Yep.
Okay. So we have our 12. We got to kick out a couple. At least 2 or 3. So who's first on the kick out list? I mean, the easy one is the Yesco. I have to say the easy one is the Yesco.
I was gonna say I hate to break it to you. It's probably the Yesco.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Koenigsegg. Goodbye, cruel world. All right, I'm not gonna renumber until the end because maybe we can just rank them at the end.
Okay.
But Lunar Lander, Coliseum, Medieval Blacksmith, UCS Gunship, Guardianship. Anyone in the chat have any thoughts? Personally, I feel like the Coliseum is the next on that list, but it is. I mean, is it not the largest? The one with the most pieces? Is it still?
Yeah.
Let's see
It's
if
tough.
Coliseum 10276.
But I feel like there might be 1 or 2 we'd have to cut before we got to the Coliseum. At least 1 or 2. I don't know.
Yeah, 9,000 pieces. I think it's still the biggest Lego set to date, piece count wise.
And I personally, I feel like I have to agree with the chat on this one. Or if we're cutting them, and we're going by with what we've got in front of our face right here, it's going to have to be BD1.
Before the child?
I don't know if before the child or with the child, but
Is
I'm
BD1
talking about, like,
with child?
BD1 is with the child.
Man, you guys are savage. All right, I'll take out the child.
No one said this was going to be easy.
Just rip the Band-Aid off. So I'll do a little renumbering. It shouldn't take too long. Seven, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're down to 10. How about what if we start doing a slight ranking for the next about 15 minutes? We'll round it out. Who should go at the top?
I mean, you're really gonna ask me? I think you know. I'm gonna put it at the top. Got number one.
Oh, Lunar Lander's number one.
Yeah. Well, I'd say yes, number one, but it's a close tie with the Medieval Blacksmith.
Yeah,
In
I would
my
I
opinion.
would move. I don't know. The UCS gunship was like years in the making because there was that fan vote
Okay.
a couple years earlier. I think I would personally put UCS gunship at the top.
All the way
That's
at the
my
top.
personal choice. And then
What is
I'd probably put
chat? What do you say?
I'd put Medieval Blacksmith as 2,
Two. Okay,
and
Medieval
then
Blacksmith definitely needs to be 1 or 2. So I'll be happy if you put it at 2.
Lunar Lander for now can be 3.
All right. Definitely, those top 3 can stay pretty solid. Then you can leave those at top 3.
I mean, Coliseum, in my opinion, Coliseum is going to be pretty far down. It's kind of just there by default, in my opinion.
Okay. Well then, for spot number 4, so we've got 1 gunship, 2 blacksmith, 3 lander, right? I mean, the next one's gonna have to be either the guardian ship
Or the
or
I think modular should be top 5.
Okay, so
Here, I can start shifting things around how I think they should be. And then Coliseum, I could see Coliseum being like, in this list, I would put Galaxy Explorer as 10. Honestly.
we're leaving 10 on here, right?
We might not. It's
Okay.
to be determined.
Personally, man, this is
Let's see. It's hard for me to keep. Okay, just gut check right off the bat. I would remove. Well, I have Galaxy Explorer in here twice. That's not right.
Okay, you take that out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10. There's my problem. Hold, please. Just gut check right off the bat. Let's see what Scott says. I'd put Coliseum at the top just as a Lego accomplishment. So I would, while I definitely understand your sentiment, I would have to say that feels like a participation trophy to me. Like, congratulations, Lego. You made a set with just a ton of pieces, a ton of small pieces. Here's your number 1 Hall of Fame. I feel like it shouldn't work quite that way. I think there needs to be a little more finesse, a little more je ne sais quoi in there. So that's why I shy away from that a little bit. But just gut check of what's in here now. If I could kick stuff, if I could kick stuff off, it would be Galaxy, Coliseum. Those 2. I'm struggling between the Tall Neck or the White House. I feel like
I mean, I
one of
would,
those
I
should
would
go.
personally, I would take White House out before I did Galaxy Explorer.
Okay.
But again, like I said, I'm biased to the 90s, so
I can get on board
and
with
BD.
that.
So this is where no one said we had to be in agreement here, by the way. So it's
That's
just
very true.
personal opinions coming out. And this is tough. So we're gonna call the top 5 locked in, right? We're gonna lock that in. So now,
yes, top 5
Okay,
are locked in.
okay, let's agree that we'll agree on that. Top 5 locked in. Now we're just contending for who's gonna survive. down here,
Correct.
the bottom ranks.
So we'll do a little line for.
Okay, so I know I if I had came down to it, I had to take one of these 4 out. It would probably be BD1 before Talmik.
I feel like BD1 was just because it was the first. It's one of the first. It's definitely the first Disney video game era Star
Right.
Wars set.
Right. We also got to factor in like design and look of the
it's
set.
basically 1-to-1 scale with the real BD1.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm not denying it. It's a great set, and it obviously, absolutely would serve a spot in our list. But if I'm putting it up against and contending side by side with the Talmik, It's tough, man.
I feel like I would if it was just BD1 and Tallneck, I'd have to kick Tallneck, and it would hurt because I would rather kick Coliseum than Tallneck.
I
But
feel like we need a tiebreaker. We have
I
to ask the chat here.
I think Coliseum, unfortunately, I'm gonna hate it, but Coliseum has to stay, just because, like, I mean, while I don't want to give them a participation trophy and put them at number one, I
It's not
feel like
necessarily just that.
they
It's
have to.
architecture, and they're doing the ancient wonders of the
True,
world,
true.
and they're doing them true to their justice. So
So I'm gonna take Coliseum out and put them in they're above the
we
line.
we locked it in.
Yes. How do you feel about the Galaxy Explorer? Because I feel like I'm emotionally unattached to the Galaxy Explorer.
I will admit that it's only
But
emotional
but no,
attachment
but
to
I
my
will
thing.
also admit that it is a class. It's like theoretically on par with Barracuda Bay because it's
Yeah.
it's a classic set.
Yeah.
But I feel I remember how, or I know how it's always been on shelf. I don't think I've ever been to Walmart and it hasn't been sitting on the shelf. So to that to say, I don't think it has performed very well how Lego anticipated.
That's unfortunate, but the truth, nonetheless.
So we have 9. I mean, we can definitely survive with 9, but I feel like limiting it to 8 would be
Yeah.
it would mean a
There's
little
the
more to the ones that got in.
yes. So if we have to, so now we have to decide which of these three are either taking out, which brings it down to a tie between two, or if we just go ahead and stick one in the top. Well, actually, we only need to eliminate one if you're leaving it at 8, right?
Yeah, we only have to kick one. I kind of want
Okay.
to throw it to some other people that I know in the Lego
Okay,
community.
so if we had to kick one out of here, my personal opinion is we kick BD1. Your personal opinion is we kick the Galaxy Explorer, right?
Yes.
So let's let chat will decide.
I'm also going to send some messages out and see if people have thoughts. People that have been in the Lego community for longer and kind of have the holistic view.
So go ahead. We're gonna leave Tallneck in, and so go ahead and put Tallneck as number 7, right?
Oh, we are
It's
leaving
not.
Tallneck in? Is it so it's between
Well,
BD1 and cuz I'm still kind of torn between BD and Tallneck.
oh well, then chat would. It's not looking good for BD in the chat. Let me just tell you that.
Are they Oh, Oaktown. Scott, you my own employee Scott is uprising against me. Put the Galaxy Explorer back in. Oaktown wants to kick out BD1. Here, I'll do a poll as well. I'll do a poll. Cooper, hey Cooper, we need your help. Oh, can I not add a question? Uh-oh. the poll is just yes, no. That's it. That's the poll.
Yes. The question will be revealed after you vote.
Here we go. Start a Q&A. Which do you want to keep? Oh no, not a Q&A. Oh, I think it's because I'm trying to do my little I thought I can do a multi-answered poll. Let me see if I've got any answers yet. I haven't got any answers yet. Okay, I have 1 vote for BD1 in the messages. So it's not looking good for BD1. Let's see. Ooh, actually I have a good idea. I think I can fix this out. Chat, I want your input, so I'm desperately trying.
This is BD's last chance.
So we've got Galaxy Explorer, Tall Neck, BD1. I'm gonna. Oh, it won't even let me vote in my own poll. Marvel sets
that
don't belong. Oh snap! Derek doesn't want any Marvel sets. Let's see.
you got 5 votes so far.
Okay. Let me look at the queue. And none of them are for BD1 so far. Oh, this is not looking good.
BD needs a stem cell.
A stem, yeah. Exactly.
He needs a stem.
Well, I cheated and voted for BD1. So.
And that's got 14% of the vote. Is it enough to keep him alive?
So far, no. Well, so I think while the final votes are being counted, unfortunately, we're gonna have to kick BD1, and we're gonna move him off the list for better or for worse. And we've got our list here. Tall neck. And honestly, that's about how I would do it. I would put it on the list as such.
Yeah. Yep.
UCS gunship up top. We've got the medieval blacksmith in second. Rounding out the podium is the lunar lander. And then much to who wanted the lunar lander out of there? Oaktown Bricks wanted the lunar lander out of there, much to his chagrin. And then Guardianship, which I feel like that one should maybe be a little lower. Derek, once again, not a fan of that one at all. He wants that lunar lander out of, or that Guardianship out of there. And then the police station modular, I think it's important to have at least one modular on there. Those sets are very, very near and dear.
Yep. Putting it at number 5 is a good balance point.
Coliseum at 6, Tallneck at 7, Galaxy Explorer rounding it out at the bottom. And our poll is currently at Galaxy Explorer, Tallneck, with the Tallneck and BD1 tied.
So then our list is, it's valid.
Interesting. And one of those BD1 votes are me, so I feel like that kind of doesn't count.
And one of the Galaxy Explorer is me, so maybe.
Okay, it balances out. So, all right, I think that's going to be our list here with the 2023 LEGO Retirement Hall of Fame ballot. I feel like we got a pretty good range. Of course, let me look at actually how many sets are retiring in 2023. I think that's also very important.
It is, I can give you a number here.
Yeah, my thing just freaked out a little bit. 376.
Yep, beat me to it. 376.
So we boiled it down to 8 sets from 376. And to do the percentile math, the top 2%, this is the top 2% has made it into the Hall of Fame, which is very exciting. And I think, let us know in the chat how we did. I think we got a pretty wide range. And I think where we land out, I can definitely look at this list and be proud of it. Any final thoughts from you?
I'm happy with it. I mean, I'm sorry BD1 didn't make it.
He may not be on this list, but he's always in my heart and behind me on the ground. Hey, you can see him.
You'll protest by building him. The BD live stream build.
Anyone who voted against BD1, turn in your BD1 that I know you own. Turn it in now. Right this second. You don't deserve to own it. And if you don't own it, especially if you don't own a Galaxy Explorer, I would like to know that list. People that voted for the Galaxy Explorer. 7 of you out there that don't own a Galaxy Explorer.
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
I'm guilty.
Oh, you don't have one?
Oh, but I plan to. I will get it.
Okay.
I will get it for it. Yeah.
Firebird, which one did you vote for? Saying BD1 got robbed. BD1 got rocked. Oh my goodness, bro! I have like 8 Why do you have 8 Galaxy Explorers? Maybe that was the 7 votes. Voted it 7 times. Voted 7 times.
Yeah, someone's counting on that being valuable.
Oh, I hope you didn't buy all those retail. Imagine spending $800 on Galaxy Explorers. I feel like that's. Oh, Walmart had them for $50. Okay, there you go.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
See, Firebird knows what it is. He and I were the only 2 votes for BD1.
You could put BD1 down there in like a different color as an honorary member.
Exactly. Asterisk BD1. I also don't have it, but he says he desperately wants it. Oaktown Bricks.
And here's the final word on the Galaxy Explorer. We know it belongs in a Hall of Fame because if it wasn't part of a Hall of Fame, would they have remade it?
That's true. That's a good point. I mean, haven't they remade other stuff that flopped? Or that probably should not have been remade? I can't think of any right now.
I'm sure they have.
Yeah. Not Bionic. I mean, I guess technically, yes, they remade Bionicle and it flopped. But it still belongs in the Hall of Fame. I will die on that hill. So, all right. Thanks everyone in the chat for voting. Tallneck is now the lowest voted one. So maybe we should reanalyze and revitalize. But
if you want to save him at the 11th hour.
But I want to keep the Tallneck as well. I want to kick Galaxy Explorer isn't getting kicked. So it is what it is. I have to live with the own monster I created in this poll. So thank you so much for everyone who joined. Definitely want to keep us, we're pushing 2 hours. I wanted to keep this at 2 hours. But thanks for joining on this Sunday afternoon. Next week, we're going to try and keep it to our Saturday, 4 p.m. Day and time. I think you're gone next week, right, Brickotomy?
I am gone next week at a corporate Christmas party.
Nice.
Won't be around, so
I think I'm going to do one of the interviews with the Brickling Designer programs, one of the smaller builds. So I want to make sure to keep the big one for you and I to discuss.
I'll watch it on the plane home.
Awesome. So stay tuned next week. Hope to have a special guest on the stream. Looking forward to it. And once again, trying to get back on the grind this week as I am back in town, making some videos, Brickling Designer program, covering any new sets that comes out. Hopefully, I can actually edit some of the videos that have been sitting in the queue, for which I have had no motivation. And your channel, is it video going live before the end of the year?
I want to try and keep it close to my chest on that one. But yeah, we're getting there.
Cool. Looking forward to that. Well, thanks everyone. Once again, thanks for joining. We'll see you next week on the stream. And I almost said my old catchphrase. I don't want to say that here. So we'll see you all later. Have a great Sunday afternoon. Be safe out there. Purchase responsibly. Thanks, Scott. See you later.